Welcome into another Locked On NFL Insider Report. I'm your host, Kainani Stevens, joined by our Locked On NFL Insider, Isaiah Stanback. The final week of the NFL season means playoffs for some teams, and then for other teams, means their coach is headed out the door. The first fired coach so far of this week 18, I should say, is Vic Fangio. The Denver Broncos have decided to part ways with their coach after 3 losing seasons. He lost the last 4 games of the season. Not a super shocker, Isaiah, but this is a good defensive-minded coach. So were you surprised by this, and kind of what's the future for Vic Fangio?
There's definitely no surprise with this one, Kay. I mean, obviously, he is one of the most highly sought after, highly regarded defensive coaches in this league, and he will have plenty of opportunities coming down the road. However, he just didn't put this team in or this organization in a position that they were hoping for when they hired him. Over the last 3 seasons, he had a 19-30 record. Yes, that wasn't 30-19. That was 19-30. And he just, unfortunately, this year finished up with a 7-10 record. It's just not the direction that the Broncos wanted to go in after having their 5th consecutive losing season.
And, obviously he wasn't put in a great position necessarily with this team because they've had some struggles in terms of who they want to have as their quarterback. So going forward for Denver, obviously they need a new coach, but what are they kind of doing on offense? Are they looking to draft somebody? They try to get someone in free agency? What's the answer there for them?
Honestly, I think they need to blow this entire team up offensively. Obviously, they got rid of their offensive coordinator as well, but Drew Lock is currently their starting quarterback, and he is not the man for the job at this point in time. I believe that they need to go into this offseason with a clear direction and to fulfill that role. Make sure whether that comes in the form of a draft or whether it comes in the form of trading for a quarterback or going out to try to acquire somebody, maybe like a Aaron Rodgers. And also, that's going to be dependent on the head coach that comes in and the management as well.
Throwing some big names out there. I like it. Obviously, it's pretty early right now. We don't know what other coaching positions will be open or who might be available, but what kind of coach does Denver need to bring in here to redo this team?
I believe it has to be an offensive-minded coach. Obviously, when they brought in Vic Fangio 3 years ago, they went against the grain at the time in the league where everybody was bringing in the Sean McVays and the coaches of that liking with that type of offensive mindset. He went against the grain. They had a young quarterback in position, and they went defense. They went an older coach as well. He was 61 at the time of his hiring, and obviously he's a defensive-minded coach with a young quarterback at the helm. Think that this organization is going to go forward and try to ensure that they bring in somebody who can coach up a young quarterback if they're unable to bring in a veteran quarterback to lead this organization.
So as the league trends younger, obviously more offensive minded, is there a place for Vic Fangio in a different role somewhere in the league?
Vic Fangio's phone is already blowing up. Please believe me. He won't have any problems trying to find a next stop. He will have a defensive coordinator opportunity anywhere he pretty much wants to go. Anywhere where there's availability, his phone will be blowing up. He is highly regarded for what he does defensively. It just didn't work out for him as a head coach.
Absolutely. So he's still got that skill set for sure, possibly heading back to Chicago. We'll have to wait and see where he ends up, but he's definitely got some skills out there. And as far as Denver, we don't know what they'll do, but we'll keep an eye on that as well. That's it for us tonight. That's Isaiah. I'm Kainani. This has been Locked On Now.